Travis Brown, Bryan-College Station Eagle in Omaha, College Baseball World Series, and the season comes to an end tonight. It's been building to Texas A&M and Tennessee, and now I guess, Travis, building to Game 3 tonight with all the drama. Winner takes all.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a ride for both those teams, really. And, I mean, you know, the thing that they keep saying on the broadcast is what really stands out to me. You have one team in Tennessee with 5 players who have over 20 home runs, and A&M has 3 that's gotten over 20 home runs this year, and there's like 250 teams in the country that don't have one player with 20 home runs. It's been a wild season, and especially with the fact that it's been the pitching that's really stepped up for the Aggies in their run through the College World Series. So I'm excited. It should be a good one tonight.
Justin Lampkin going for Texas A&M. How much, or did you see any kind of a drop of adrenaline, et cetera, following the game, or did they just realize this is kind of business the way it is when you're playing somebody else very good?
I think that you've seen from all of A&M's pitching, and really the pitching from both these teams through the College World Series, they've certainly risen to the occasion, and just especially the starting pitching has been really, really good. Lampkin, of course, this will be his 3rd start up here in Omaha, so he'll have the experience. He'll definitely not be too caught up in the moment, and I think it should be a pretty good outing. And I think the other key thing is, even though they lost yesterday, they didn't have to use Josh Stewart or Evan Oschenbeck, 2 of their other strong bullpen arms, and so it's pretty clear that probably today, if things stay close, they get the lead, it's going to be Lampkin to Stewart to Oschenbeck. Everything's all laid out for him.
Was there any regret at all in not going to maybe Oschenbeck yesterday when it was still 1-0?
Schloss Eagle said he had thought about it, but ultimately he didn't want to try to. If they would have had a 2 or 3 run lead, they might have go ahead and made the call to go there and go to him and try to close it out. But he said with a 1-0 lead, that's in a Tennessee lineup that has so many home runs. I mean, with one swing of the bat, it's tied up and it's a whole other ball game. So he said that's one of the reasons why he decided not to go ahead and go to him. He would have if there would have been 1 or 2 more runs on the board.
College Baseball World Series in Omaha, it's already a spectacle. It's already something that's a bucket list for anybody that's a sports fan or not. But what's it been like with these 2 rabid, passionate, big fan bases, and also in search of their first ever baseball national title?
Yeah, you know, I've covered a lot of things in my career. College World Series is one of my favorite, if not the favorite. Just with it's like the state fair of baseball. There's everything going on around the stadium. It's a lot of fun, and with 2 of, like you said, 2 of these big passionate fan bases, it's made for a great final series. I think actually the more interesting thing, if you want to talk about the atmosphere in the ballpark, is that there's trust me, a lot of tickets from both of those fan bases, but there is a pretty substantial neutral crowd in there as well. And so when you talk about teams like Tennessee and Texas A&M that in their own stadiums, things can get loud and rowdy and wild, and there's a definite home field advantage. This is a little bit of a different scenario because it isn't as loud or rowdy or home field advantage for either of the teams, because it is split decently evenly, and there is a pretty strong neutral contingent in there as well. So it's kind of like there's all of this energy and then there's less energy all at the same time. It's a very unique environment, but for the spectator, it is as electric as it can get in college baseball.
Who tonight, other than the obvious, are the ones that A&M has relied upon, or somebody that has not quite been able to get it done in Omaha? Who do they need to step up this one last time to really make sure that they have a chance to win?
Well, you know, Jace Laviolette was like, I believe had 1 hit in the College World Series before that home run in the Tennessee game yesterday. So I think certainly they need Jace Laviolette to kind of get back to his superstar form. But I think one of the guys, kind of the underrated guys I'll throw out there, is Ted Burton, the first baseman. He has just been bit the entire College World Series because he has barreled up so many baseballs, but just none of them have fallen in. And I think he's a guy that they could really use to to swing for one and maybe put one out because he has some power, but he also can really barrel balls, and he just hasn't had one fall in. He's probably due.
A couple of quotes from Schlossnagle. One is that it's not like, well, we have to play tomorrow. We get to play tomorrow. Much more of an aggressive, positive thought. And the other one about the pickoff plays at first, which were both deadly. With nobody out, one on, Kent gets picked off, and then we know what happened with men on first and second. Was that just Tennessee making great plays?
Yeah, that's exactly what Jim Schlossnagle said, and I think, I'd have to agree. That move, especially on that first pickoff move, was absolutely unbelievable. So I think that it's certainly something that they had to look out for, and I think that was just tip of the cap to Tennessee more than a mistake by A&M.
All right, you think that they let them off the hook, or you just feel like, again, two damn good teams that are going at it?
Man, it is hard to pick. Going into the series, I thought it was going to be all Tennessee because of the injuries that A&M had, but everything has pretty much gone perfect for A&M. Even in the loss, they were able to maintain. They're a little short staffed on their pitching staff, but they're able to maintain some of their arms, and so it puts them into a good spot in this game. I don't think it's going to be a shootout by any means. The pitching has just been too good so far for both these teams. Man, it is an absolute toss-up, but I think this is what I've been joking about, and I'll just go with this to make it a joke. I have a great lead written up for if A&M is able to win it, so that probably means Tennessee will win, and they'll never see the light of day.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Travis Brown, Bryan-College Station Eagle. What would a win tonight mean to A&M? The baseball program, yes, but we know that, they've won national titles, but the big boy sports, women's basketball with Gary Blair, track and field, tennis, they've won national titles. We know it's been forever with football. And it's been a like almost teased fan base, expectations outrageous. What would it mean to the fan base if they win tonight?
Oh, I think it'll mean everything because, it is, you have to go back to 1930 when you look at the three, major sports to them actually winning a national title. And it's a really proud fan base. I mean, people will, people want to talk about the revenue sports being, basketball and football and basketball across the country, but everyone pretty much knows A&M is a football, baseball school first with all the tradition at Olson and everything going on like that. I think that there's probably a lot of people that would put a baseball national championship just behind a football national championship, and maybe even a few crazy people out there might want it even more than a football. So I think it would mean the world, and it's one that, for as storied of a past as this program has, it probably deserves to have one of those trophies in the trophy case.
Enjoy it. I know you will. Travis Brown, Bryan-College Station Eagle on Texas A&M, Tennessee, and they start first pitch just after 6 at Omaha. Well, that game starts as we're saying goodnight, and so that's on ESPN, and it's at 7 or 6 o'clock Central, and Texas A&M and Tennessee. It's been a couple of very entertaining games 1 and 2. Tennessee was down 9-2, made it somewhat interesting in game 1, but A&M had too much, and of course then a great game yesterday with Tennessee coming back from 1-0 down in the 7th. All right, when we come back,